My name is Ramin, and for almost 3 decades, I've been trying to convince myself that what happened in the summer of 1995 wasn't real. That it was a nightmare, a hallucination, a stupid teenage memory twisted over time. But the truth is, I can lie to anyone, except the thing that still follows me. This is the story of the night 4 teenagers in Iran tried to summon a Jinn for fun. And only one of us walked away with a life that still resembles a life. Back then, I was 15. We lived in a small town outside Tehran. Quiet, dusty streets, old houses. The kind of neighborhood where boys sat on rooftops and made up ghost stories just to kill the boredom. In the mid-90s, something strange happened across Iran. Kids became obsessed with summoning. Mirror rituals, candle rituals, chanting names that nobody knew how to pronounce. It was a trend, an urban legend gone viral before the internet existed. Everyone thought it was harmless. No one thought anything would actually answer. My friends and I, me, Sohail, Mohsen, and Hadi, were exactly the kind of idiots who wanted to try it. Sohail had found something in his grandmother's storage room, a small, burnt notebook. Half the pages were gone. Some were stained dark red, like old, dried blood. He brought it to us like treasure. "You guys," he whispered, "this isn't a game. This is a real summoning manual." We laughed at him. Of course we did. We were 15. We thought nothing, not ghosts, not Jinn, not God himself, could scare us. We were wrong. That night we met in Sohail's old storage room behind the house, shut the door, turned off the lights, pulled the curtains over the dusty window. There was only one thing glowing in that room, 4 candles, thin, tall, flickering, and an old mirror with a cracked wooden frame propped up against the wall. Sohail opened the notebook. Half the words were burned away, but one name, a long, jagged Arabic name, was written over and over again. According to the notebook, the rules were simple. Call the name 3 times. Stare into the mirror. If something appears, turn the mirror around within 1 minute. If you don't, it stays forever. I didn't know then that this rule, the 1 minute, wasn't folklore. It was the only thing keeping us alive. Sohail looked at us, his voice shaking slightly. "You guys ready?" Mohsen, "If nothing happens, you owe us pizza." Hadi, "And if something happens, I owe you all my therapy bills." Then Sohail said the name, once, twice, 3 times. Nothing happened. We started. But then, every candle flame shrunk, not flickered, not dimmed, shrunk, like something had pulled the fire inward. The room turned cold, so cold that my breath fogged, and that shouldn't have been possible in a dry Iranian summer. "Sohail, you guys, do you feel that?" Before anyone could answer, Hadi, "Something just moved behind you." I spun around. Nothing. But then Sohail pointed at the mirror, and I will never forget what I saw reflected in that cracked glass. Behind us, in the reflection only, was something tall, hunched, with a neck that extended far too long, bending like rubber. Its outline was wrong, its shadow impossible. 2 dim white dots, eyes, opened in the glass, but not in the room. Mohsen whispered, "Sohail, turn the mirror around. Now." Sohail reached out, grabbed the frame, and froze. His eyes widened. "It's heavy," he whispered. I can't lift it. It shouldn't have weighed more than a kilo, but he couldn't move it an inch. The shape in the reflection leaned closer, its neck stretched forward, joints popping silently. I swear I felt cold breath on the back of my neck. Mohsen grabbed Sohail's arm. "I don't care, just turn it!" Sohail yanked. The mirror moved, but only halfway. Half turned, half open. And that was the biggest mistake of our lives. In that half-turn moment, a voice came out of the mirror. Nah. It was not human, not animal. Something drowned, choked, centuries old. The mirror slipped from Sohail's hands, fell, hit the ground, but didn't break. Instead, it landed upright, facing us, and reflected something horrifying. Behind each of us, a pair of white eyes staring. 4 boys, 4 shadows, 4 sets of eyes that didn't belong to us. That was when all the candles blew out at once. Darkness swallowed the room. Someone screamed, someone fainted, someone ran into the wall, and I felt a cold hand press against the back of my neck. When we finally got the light switch to work, the mirror was fogged over, not from heat, from something freezing. And written in the fog was a message. The minute is not over. It was the beginning of the end of our lives. What happened after? People think a haunting is one event, one night, one scream. They're wrong. Haunting is erosion, slow, steady, inevitable. Here is what happened to the 4 of us. Mohsen tried to pretend nothing happened, but within a week, he stopped sleeping. He told me someone whispered his name from mirrors, from glasses, even from puddles. One night, his mother heard him in the bathroom whispering, "The door isn't closed. He's waiting." The next morning, Mohsen was found hanging from the shower rod. On the fogged tile wall above him, something had written, "The door was open." Hadi didn't laugh anymore. He heard breathing behind him everywhere he went. He kept saying a voice followed him from room to room. A month later, his parents found him talking to his bedroom mirror. When they opened the door, he turned and said, "He wants my name so he can stay." Hadi was taken to a psychiatric hospital. He's still there, 28 years later. Every night at 11:47 p.m., the exact time we performed the ritual, he drags his nails along the wall and whispers, "He's closer tonight. Closer." Sohail survived the longest, but at the highest cost. His life looked normal on the outside, but he never had a night of real sleep again. Because every night, every single night, he dreamed of the same Jinn. Twice as tall as a man, arms long enough to drag on the floor, face blank, featureless, except for a mouth that appeared only when it was angry. And in those dreams, the creature beat him, kicked him, dragged him by the hair, screamed a guttural, impossible language in his face. Sohail woke up with bruises, finger-shaped bruises. Doctors said he was doing it to himself. He wasn't. He's alive today, but he's a shell, a shadow, a man living permanently between waking and nightmare. And me, Ramin? People think I was the lucky one. I wasn't. I'm just the one who still has a functioning body. Because every night, right before midnight, My house temperature drops. My mirrors fog. My ears ring. And written in dripping condensation every time is the same message. Your minute is not finished, Ramin. I've changed houses, changed cities. I even broke every mirror I own. It didn't matter. The reflections find me anyway. And deep down, I finally understand something I've denied for years. None of us ever really left that room in 1995. Only our bodies did. Something else, something ancient, is still keeping time. And my minute is almost over.